Hello, today I would like to present this video, this capsule to you to have a review of using conditionals and the verb wish. So I would use them properly if I knew how, and hopefully by the time we finish we'll both know how this works. Okay, so we have different forms. The first one is something that we can use to express a real situation. Sometimes we call this one in particular the zero conditional, but I just prefer to call it a real situation. In this case, I say, if I work, I make money. Both of my verbs are in the present tense. In this case, it really means every time I work, I make money. You note that there is a comma between the two clauses. If she works, she will make money. This is what we call really the first true conditional, so it's a real situation, meaning, again, every time she works, don't forget the S on your verb, she will make money. So this is the expectation of what will happen. And if I worked, I made money. In this case, both of my verbs are in the past to describe a situation that happened in the past, meaning each time I worked, I made money. We have some more zero and first conditional sentences. For example, if you need me, I will be in my office. So again, simple present and future, or I can turn those around and say, I will be in my office if you need me. Again, pay attention to punctuation, because if my if is at the beginning of the sentence, meaning that it is a dependent clause, I need a comma. If Jonah leaves class early, he will miss the surprise exam. Oh, that's not good. So don't leave class early. Or if we don't finish our project, we won't have a good mark. So these are examples of the first conditional. So simple present and simple future. Then we have unreal or improbable conditional. Well, let's look at the example. If I had a job, I would buy a car. Or my verb here is in the past. If I had a job, I could buy a car, or I might buy a car. So I follow my would, could, or might with the base form. Of course, you have to make sure that you understand why we use would, could, or might. That's a lesson for another day that you, in fact, should have already learned. Or if I were living in Mexico, here I have a past progressive verb, I could practice my Spanish, or I would practice my Spanish, or I might practice my Spanish. But again, I have my modal auxiliary and the base form of the verb. In these situations, I'm saying the situation, or rather, it's not real. It's not happening right now. If I had a job, I would buy a car. It means I do not have a job. The reality is I don't have a job. Next, we have forms for the past unreal, and this is where actually most people make their mistakes. So, if I had seen you earlier, I would have given you the car. So, had seen is a verb in the past perfect, and would have, could have, might have, plus the past participle. It is wrong to say, if I would have seen you, I would have given you the car. It is wrong to say, if I would have seen you, I would have given you the car. Those are mistakes. Here we have another example. If Clark had phoned Kathy on time, she might not have broken up with him. So do not forget that in the if clause, to talk about the past unreal, which means it's something that happened in the past, you cannot go back and change it. You need the past perfect. The exception, of course, is the verb to be. When we talk about the second conditional or any unreal conditions with the verb to be, then I am supposed to use were with all subjects. So if I were the president of a company, I would let everyone have Friday off. Of course, you might hear people say, if I was the president of a company. Grammatically, it's incorrect, but people say it, and I don't think anyone is going to have a heart attack if you say it as well. We could leave early if our regular teacher were here. Imagine that I take Friday afternoon off, and I'm not and you have a substitute teacher, and that teacher says, no, you have to stay here until the very last minute. then you could say, no, we could leave early if our regular teacher were here. But never use would in the if clause. So if I would have more money, I would take a trip. That's incorrect. Remember that I'm talking about a past, or rather just an unreal. So in this case, I need to use the past of have. If I had more money, I would take a trip. Or if I would have seen him, I would have given him the keys. Again, that is very incorrect. And I don't care if you hear it on television. Those people have no idea what they're talking about, and they shouldn't be there. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I need to use the past perfect. If I had seen him, I would have given him the keys. Of course, you can change the phrasing around. He will lend me the money if I pay him back with interest. In this case, my if clause is at the end of my sentence. Aha, he's dreaming about money. And remember that there is no comma if I use the if clause in the middle of the sentence. Or she could take a trip if she managed to save some money. Again, my if clause is in the middle. So my verb that follows is in the past. And here is my modal. She could take a trip. Or, had I known you were coming to visit, I would have baked a cake. You guys are probably too young to remember where that comes from. But here's my cake, or lots of cakes. Or I might have offered to help her move if she had not been so rude to me the last time I saw her. So again, in my if clause, I have the past perfect, and in my other clause, I'm using a past modal. Because again, these situations are in the past. I can't go back and change them. So things to remember. This is a typical English error. Please do not make it. If I would have met him sooner, I might have dated him. Don't say that, please. You need to say, if I had met him sooner, I might have dated him. Or, if I had met him sooner, I might have dated him. That is also incorrect. It sounds like we're saying might have, because we are making a contraction of saying might have dated him. So, might have. That's enough of conditionals. Next, with wish. In English, we are always complaining about things. So we use the verb wish because it means we want to have a change in the situation. So this is completely illogical, but to make a wish about something that's happening in the present, we have to use a verb in the past. So I could say, I wish I were somewhere else right now. It means I'm not somewhere else right now. I'm in my office doing this recording. But I wish I were. I wish the situation were different. So I'm talking about a situation in the present, but I have to use the past. And you notice that I'm using were. It's the subjunctive form. I wish I were somewhere else right now. It's kind of like the conditional with the verb to be. I wish I had more time to study. What I'm saying is that I don't have more time to study. My desire is to have more time. So I wish I had more time. I wish I didn't have to go to the meeting, but I do have to go. So the reality is I have to go, but so my wish is in the present, but I have to use the past tense to express that. Also, we can use wish to show that we want to be doing something different in the present or the future. So I wish I were lying on a beach right now. So I can use the past again. Here I'm using the past progressive. I wish I were lying on a beach. I wish it weren't raining. He wishes he were skiing. All of these things are things that are not happening right now. So were is the correct form. And as I mentioned earlier, if you say was, I wish I was lying on a beach, nobody is going to faint if you make that error. But it's better, of course, to use proper language in the correct circumstance. When we make wishes for the future, again, we use the past tense. So, imagine that we're not living through a pandemic and I'm having a party. And you say to me, oh, I'm not going to your party, Joy. And I say, you're not coming to my party. I wish you were going to come, or I wish you were coming. Or Mark wishes he could leave earlier. He can't leave earlier, but he wishes for the future that he could. We also use wish to express annoyance. And again, as I said, Anglophones were always complaining about things. So this is why this is one of the reasons we use wish. It's to show impatience, annoyance, dissatisfaction with a present action. So we use wish plus would plus the base verb. So, I wish you would stop clawing my furniture, Joy says to her cat. This is the cat that has disappeared, by the way. So in fact, I wish he would come back and claw my furniture. I would be thrilled if he clawed my furniture. But so I wish he would come home. I am dissatisfied with the fact that he is not home. He's been missing now for almost 3 months. I wish he would listen to me from time to time. Maybe he got fed up of me telling him not to scratch the furniture. I don't know. Next, we make wishes about the past. Of course, the past is finished and there's nothing we can do to go back and change it. But we have to use the past perfect. I wish we had arrived earlier because we could have gotten a seat in the front. This is me if I ever have to travel on a bus, which I don't, but whatever. He wishes he had told her the truth about why he missed the exam. So it is incorrect to say, I wish I would have known. I wish we would have arrived. That's wrong, wrong, wrong. Or he wishes he would have told her the truth. That is wrong, wrong, wrong. Make sure you use the correct structure. We're drawing to the end. Wish or hope. We use wish when we talk about something that likely is not going to happen. I wish I had a better paying job. I don't think I'm going to get a different job. So I'm dissatisfied, we can imagine, with my current pay. So I wish I had a better paying job. And hope is when there's something that you wanted to happen, but you're not annoyed, you're not dissatisfied. So you could say, oh, I hope I get the job I applied for. She hopes it will be sunny. It expresses a strong possibility. And a couple of fixed expressions that I'm sure you already know, but we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you were here. And maybe you don't know this one. I wish you a hippo birdie, which means I wish you a happy birthday. Or we wish you good luck. So if you need some help, you could go to these websites, englishpage.com or CCC Conditional. I think the link is here. Or, of course, there is work in your book. Or you could visit me and say hello. And I would help you as much as I can. So thank you for listening and, well, have a great day. Ciao for now.